Shock and Awe review. And it's here. It's finally here. The part two of the last year's Wicked Part 1 with Cynthia Erivo literally blew off multiple ceilings while singing Defying Gravity is here. And yeah, I liked Wicked for good. I like the world that John M. Chu has created. This kind of blue and green confetti-esque spectacular. It's a nice absorbing world to sink into. It's very familiar, which made me really question what this movie was doing, or kind of the point of this movie, because it's really cool to see books like The Wizard of Oz, or The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, or Frankenstein or Dracula. You can kind of see how these stories have become our modern fairy tales. How once these books enter public domain, how the conversation of different creatives, from writers to artists to filmmakers, have kind of shaped and morphed this story. I mean, watching this movie, I could definitely tell this was a part two of a movie that was based on a stage musical, that was based on a novel by Gregory Maguire, that was based on the 1939 movie, that was based on the original movie by Frank M. Baum. There's a lot going on, to the point where I think it does actually push what this movie is actually meant to be about. Wicked for Good is really about the roles that you play, or how people perceive you versus who you are. The line of, "Don't look at me as you, look at me on how they see me," is Cynthia Erivo's Elphaba says to Ariana Grande's Glinda, or Gerlinda. But that kind of gets lost because the movie is trying to be everything Wizard of Oz. It is trying to be the musical. It is trying to be the stage play. It is trying to be the 1939 movie with references to that. The Cowardly Lion, who shows up for a moment, is directly modeled off the illustrations from the original novel. It is also trying to be the political allegory that the original novel was. Jeff Goldblum has a moment with the balloon, very much like The Great Dictator. Which the novel was actually about political populism in the 1890s. Funny how that keeps coming back. But all this kind of reference, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that the pumpkin guy from Return of Oz didn't show up and then everything else did. But as I said, all this reference, all this kind of subtext that should be kind of in the spine of the movie, pushes the actual story to the background. And the plot mechanics, like the multiple love triangles that are in this thing. I mean, do we need 3? Seriously, just pick someone. Like, guys, seriously. And it kind of becomes a muddle and feels very, very heavy when it should feel light and floaty and confectionery. And these themes should dance up a little bit like they're on their tippy toes, not kind of raining down on you like this sometimes feels. Now, this could be because I am a massive Wizard of Oz nerd, and you probably could enjoy this on the level of the confectionery or the confetti, but it really wasn't there for me. It felt like it was trying to do too much history. I don't think this movie is really working in fan service, but, or the internet keeps telling me the thousands of Easter eggs are in this movie. Did you get that, the shoes on the thing on the wall is based on that? Yeah, we kind of get it. But this movie really should be about the themes that it wants to be about in the moment. Again, kind of being a part of the conversation of how the Wizard of Oz has morphed through time, how we keep changing it, how we keep updating it. Not sitting in the past that you have to reference the bit in the musical that references the bit in the 1939 movie. But it does do what it intends to do, and it is very faithful to all those things. So I shouldn't be complaining that much. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are brilliant, and I love watching those two weirdos be friends. I think that the movie just could have been more.